All right. All of the haters who are going to yell at me for destroying an old HP instrument, yell now. I've had this thing forever, and they're not worth anything. If you look on eBay and stuff, these are just a dime a dozen, and I just don't have any use for it. You know, I have repaired so many Hewlett-Packard things and saved them from the trash can. I'm allowed to destroy one once in a while. And I just don't think this is worth keeping, and it's certainly not worth selling. It's just not, it's not even worth the shipping. So anyway, it's coming apart today. And what is it? Well, it's a relay matrix. It's a switch control unit. So it basically allows you to control switches, relays, over HPIB. That's all it is. It does not have a built-in voltmeter. It does not have any fancy stuff. It just basically, you can address one card and control that card and do things with it, okay? So if we flip it around, it allows you to have multiple, I guess I didn't show the whole, I was zoomed in. Let me zoom back, let me turn it around, I'll zoom back out. All right. So this is what the whole thing looks like. It's a rack width, and it has buttons on the front that you never use because it's a bus instrument. But you can say, you know, open a card, close a card, scan the cards, read, write, delay. And it was all about indexing the cards. And you can actually, I guess, turn them on and off individually with the buttons and stuff, but nobody would ever do that. So let's look at the back. Oh. Still has the cow sticker on the side. Okay. So this one holds 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. 3 or 4. Maybe it's 4 cards. Well, it's 5 cards. There we go. Here's a card. So it's So it's 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards plus the 6th card is the HPIB control card. And yeah, so each card does a thing. And let's show you a couple of cards here so you know. This one's just a relay card, so we'll show you that one. So here's a card. It has just a aluminum plate. Not sure why, but it's got a plate on the top and the bottom, I guess for shielding of some sorts. But anyway, it's just some relays. That's all it is. Oops, the bottom comes off. Okay, so it's just some relays. 1, 2, yeah, 16 relays, right? It's fairly new. It's surface mount technology. And just a bunch of relays. That's all it is. And then you have to get a connector on the back. So this one doesn't have a connector, so you'd have to find a connector to hook it up with. And yeah, it's yeah. Let me get my magnifier out here. So these are 1994, 1995, somewhere under there. So basically some chips to latch the data, some little tiny transistors that drive the relays, and yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. All right, I've got two cards for it. Let's pull out the other card. So here is the connector part. So this is just the connector. The card comes out individually like that. And this is just terminal blocks inside. There's if you're considering buying one of these, I guess you should see what it looks like inside. All right, so this block here is just a hunk of plastic that's just a strain relief, and then you put all your little wires in there, And then there's little holes here for your screwdriver to go in and tighten all the little wires down. So that's what this piece does. And then this is another relay card. So let's open that one up. All right, so this relay card is only 10 relays, and it's not through hole. It's older school, so this is 1984. So they've been building this thing for ages. So this is a 1984 card. So a whole bunch of relays. Might be nice to keep the relays. These are really fancy ones, Aeromat. But anyway, they're not RF or anything. They're just relays. They're just relays. So, all right, let's take the controller card out. So keep around my ears. I gotta be close around my ears. Probably the last lifetime. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. And how do you open these things? Okay, I'm gonna there. Last time I used was that control wrench. I think you wrench. That's better for them. What happens to these? All right. Now those are out. It's still a little bit. Undo the wrench. Scissors. Scissors. All right. That one. There you go. All right. Take the top off. Take the front panel off. Okay. So now we can sort of see some goodness. Transformer, a real nice DC to DC converter type of thing. Is it a DC to DC converter or just linear power supply regulation? I'm not sure, but that's a nice module to keep. All right, so the whole front panel, gold plated of course. Oh, look at this, the front panel LCD was a Hewlett-Packard custom, Hewlett-Packard made in Singapore. So somebody laid out this board. It was obviously hand laid out, so it shows its age. Tape, what was that called? Rubylith tape. This is hand laid out as well. Really big board too. This would have been super expensive back in the day. This big board here. It's all heat staked down, so no work on this. You'd have to destroy it to work on it. All right, let's put that down there. Yeah, I like this thing. Let's see what we can do here. Nice switch. All right. AC power going to the back. Oh yeah, we need to get that card out of there. How do we get that card out? Nice. A lot of aluminum. I always get a lot of scrap aluminum out of HP equipment. So that's good. All right, so here is our board. Still haven't figured out how to get it out yet, but oh, there we go. That came out. And this thing's in the way. Here we go. There you go. Connector and fuse, which is all boogered up. Somebody's really wrenched on that thing to open up the fuse holder. Oh well, probably didn't know you have to push in a little bit. All right, here is the board. It's coming out. Yeah. So, can you see that? If I can hold it still. So We have a 6809 microprocessor and a 8291 peripheral chip here, 6840 peripheral chip. I didn't know this was a GPIB controller, huh? This is GPI. This is all GPIB. This is the GPIG transceiver. I didn't know that. What is that? I'm not familiar with that part. 8291. Huh. Interesting. They must have. This is probably just a parallel port, and then probably all of the GPIB stuff is done in the processor here. So they kind of rolled your own. Over here, some type of, probably a MUX. Here's the ROM. This might be RAM. Yeah, this is probably RAM and ROM. The ROM is soldered down. It's plastic, so I don't think it's UV programmable. I think it's one-time programmable. 4 megahertz crystal on the micro. Oh, right, there's some labeling on this thing here. Backplane buffer. Backplane connector. So, yeah, so the backplane is buffered with some tri-state drivers and stuff like that. So if anything gets destroyed out there, you have to replace these. There's a clock here. HPIB transceivers are these guys. Bus brake. Bus brake. I don't know what bus brake sounds. Sounds kind of weird. Anyway, so if you needed to control something with GPIB these days, I'm not quite sure how to do it. I'm not sure what chipsets are still left over. You might comment below what chipsets are still purchasable for a GPIB interface, or can you just do it with an Arduino? Has somebody actually just wrote Arduino code and you just do it with that? I think you still need the bus driver chips, but yeah, interesting. Okay, I'll save that board. Oh, look on the back of that. It's laid out very, very nice. Again, this is a hand laid out board, I can tell. What's the date on these guys? 89, 90, 90, 89, yeah, 90, 94, this guy's 94. I think that's the RAM chip. Yeah, Intel, copyright 1977. Not sure what date this was made though. 94, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. Interesting though. All right, and how does one take this power supply apart? I think you need to take the big bolts out here. This holds in the transformer. Transformer is coming out. Keep all these long screws here. And there's a switch here for setting the, if it's 110 or 220. We'll just surgically remove it from that thing. And from that, there we go. All right. So a big transformer. I'm guessing this transformer was actually made by Hewlett-Packard. They had a transformer winding shop on California Avenue, Page Mill and California Avenue in Palo Alto. Called the Redwood Building, I think. And yeah, this probably came out of there. Looks very homemade. All right, this is what I want to get out. Find some screws on that thing. Has a beeper in it. That's kind of fun. This one. Oh, only 2 screws. There you go. Again, a HP laid out PC board. That capacitor has a little bit of a bulge on it, maybe? I don't know. This is the thing that I find interesting. ST, made in Italy. It says /HP, so let's see here. Ground, sense minus sense plus V out. V in, ground 1, or ground in. RT inhibit. And my camera timed out because I went more than 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll zoom down on this thing. Yeah, made in Italy. It's a GSR 405S/HP. Yeah, and it just has a few connections, just volts out, volts in, and inhibit type of thing. So the transformer comes in, it gets rectified. Rectified voltage gets put on this cap, which is a 50 volt, 470 microfarad. 50 volts. How do they get 50 volts directly off of the mains? Okay. Negative black. Okay, whatever. It's a Nippon Chemicon. Anyway, interesting power supply. I like it. It's a gold board, of course. Always gold in those days. Any dates on this thing? It's a 89. '90, and it outputs its power on this little ribbon cable. That's how it outputs, so interesting. Not quite sure what all the different, yeah, not sure what all the chips over here are doing. They're all HP part numbers, so I can't tell you what they are. This is an analog chip and 2 digital chips, that's all I know. All right, there you go. Keep these guys. The chassis goes into recycler. Do I want the switch? Maybe I'll keep the switch, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Leave your hateful comments below that I destroyed something from Hewlett-Packard.